the response to the new TNA correspondent has been overwhelming.
No. Mike Check. Everyone's loved him.
Lots of love for Mike Check. Hey, fellow crappers. It's your old buddy and your old pal, R.D. Reynolds here once again with Wrestle Crap Radio. And as always, on the other end of the tin cannon string is the fruit to my cake, Mr. Blade Braxton.
The man has lost his mind.
Wrestle Crap Radio is the longest running episodic wrestling podcast in the history of planet Earth.
It is.
That's better.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Plug-in dildo on a shelf.net. We've talked about them for years. They are, without question, without hyperbole, the best business.
Shawn snuggled up to his lover, basking in the warmth of their bodies' shared heat. Though they were both damp with sweat, they couldn't keep their hands off of each other.
Oh, this is very racy.
Just a few moments earlier, they were rolling around under the sheets, rubbing on each other's bare bodies, kissing, hugging, and so much more. And it was their first time, too. In the 2 years they had been together, they'd never had sex because Shawn wasn't ready. But now, it was all different. Oh, Shawn, baby, I love you so much. I love you more than anything in the whole world, Triple H Cood.
Whoa, wait a minute. I'm sorry.
Yeah?
Go ahead, Sir Alec.
Kissing his lover's hair lovingly. I'm glad you decided to do this with me at last. But baby, even if you didn't, I'd still love you so much. Oh, Hunt. Do you really mean that? Of course, hon. You're the most wonderful, amazing, adorable person in the world. Shawn quirked a goofy grin and nuzzled his face into his lover's shoulder. Oh, shucks, Hunt. You're making me blush. That's what I do, love. Hunter protectively tightened his embrace around the Texan. Because I know you're all mine. But I was wondering, why was this all of a sudden? Shawn shrugged his shoulders. I don't really know. Somehow, today, I got the feeling that I just needed to. The feeling just made me know that we were ready. Well, baby, whatever that feeling was, I'm glad it showed up. What do you think we should call that feeling? Oh, I don't know. Let me think. Shawn bit his upper lip while he tried to think of a good name. How about serendipity? Huh? Right, too long. Then maybe horny. Hunter rolled his eyes. Shawn! Right, too blunt. The blonde lifted Shawn's chin up to give him a sweet kiss. I know what we could call it. What? Love. The end.
Obscure wrestling news here, kids.
A former WCW wrestler is coming out of retirement. Van Hammer.
Heavy Metal Van Hammer. Well, RT, it's really good to be back here on WWCR with you and Brad. It's great. I very much enjoyed it last week, just as I had predicted. Thought my gig, my act would play well here on the radio once again, and gonna enjoy being here with you each and every week. Dropping the stacks of wax right here on WWCR with you two. I think it's a match made in heaven. Yeah, we do too, Mike. It's been tremendous, and a lot of people on WrestleCrap Radio, they all have MySpace pages, and it's good to see that you do as well. Well, RT, I don't know what. Afraid I'm not familiar with what you're talking about. I don't know what this MySpace page thing would be.
Are you familiar with what the internet is?
I have heard of the internet, yes. I'll be honest, I'm not the best with using the computer. My daughter she's kind of the whiz kid of the family. She knows everything about computers. Maybe it was my daughter. She would have put together this.
That was awful nice of her.
Page or whatever it is.
I'm looking at the page right now. There's a picture on there of you in a cowboy hat, and it says, "Working the El Paso market as Pecos Billy."
Yes, I don't know if I had mentioned that previously, but I did. I did work the El Paso market. It was at KSII. We called it the KISS. Not sure I had mentioned that gig, but yes, I did in fact work that as Pecos Billy. But I was thinking, my daughter, she probably was the one that did this MySpace thing.
Is she remotely attractive?
She is a very, very lovely young lady. She's just sharp as a tack. She just a genius with the computers. Like I said, she's a whiz kid. Last week she hooked up a printer that I had gotten. I'd had it for a while. I got it from a gig back when I was at KLAM 1260, the Clam.
Ironically, that's what I'm all about.
She hooked up this, I think it was an Okidata printer. Printed me a picture of a dog. It was just made up of asterisks. It was something else. And if you need any help with computers, you just let me know there, Brad and RT. I think
That's played.
Yeah.
That's played.
But yeah, now it's interesting. I was mentioning the Clam 1260, and that's what was not in fact the name of the station, but of course we came up with a handle for the station, like KSII. That was, don't know if I mentioned that in the El Paso market. We called it the KISS FM.
Yeah, I think that's about the fifth time you've mentioned that in about 5 minutes of your entire history of being on this show, Mike.
I don't know if how I should take that. I was just going to suggest that obviously you two are kind of greenhorns in the radio business, and was thinking that WWCR, maybe we could come up with a name for it. Kind of give it a handle. I did some thinking about it while I was out, and a lot of times you take the call letters and you come up with a name like KSII, the KISS. I was thinking that with WCR, you don't really have a lot you can do with that, but I thought about it for a while, and I was out doing some yard work, and I thought, this would be the perfect name for the station. If it's WWCR, we could call it the Whacker. Thinking that may be a good name for the station. That's what I was thinking. Mike, I have a question. Are you going to talk about TNA this week?
Seriously.
Yes, yes, it's good that you brought that up. Of course I did. I watched TNA. I went over to my daughter's house again. Don't know if I've mentioned it. I don't have cable in my home, so I had to go over to my daughter's house. And was watching TNA, and they you know what? They have a lot of pretty young ladies there. They call them knockouts. Don't know if I've ever mentioned that. I don't know if that's news to you guys, but apparently that's what they call the ladies there. So this Hayward knockouts, it reminds me of the time when I was working the Ithaca market.
Right.
I worked there at WTKO with a knockout.
Oh.
I worked at that market as Bob Ali, and my partner there was Cassius Weave. We did the morning drive, and together we were known as Bob and Weave. Don't know how many people got the reference. It was a boxing one, since we were at TKO, Bob and Weave. So,
That's it. Too bad Ricardo Montalban never got a job there. You know what his name could have been?
What's that?
Concussion.
Anyway, I was watching TNA, and they had lots of beautiful gals there. Sure, we'll be talking about them in the weeks to come. But there was one that caught my eye there this week.
Oh,
she was a little girl. Her name was Taylor Wilde. Have you seen her?
Yeah, she's no Velvet Sky, but she's hot.
Yeah, Taylor Wilde.
You okay?
Yeah, that Taylor Wilde. I don't know about you, but I think she's a pretty little filly.
Where are your hands at right now?
They're on the microphone. She is a pretty little filly. But you get her in that ring, she gets all bucking like a bronco. She's a wild one, that Taylor Wilde. She reminds me of a bucking bronco, but she's pretty as a filly. So this one goes out to you, Taylor Wilde. It's Wildfire here on the Whacker.
She comes down from Yellow Mountain.
What does he think? Mike, are you there?
Grandpa.
I think what happens is he gets the record going, and then he just leaves.
Woo! Woo! This episode's turning out great.